Good morning, and thank you for joining me today. I am Deddy Samsuar, and I will be presenting our research on the dynamic of self-disclosure on social media, analyzing the impact of benefit, concern, and experiences. I conducted along my colleagues, Mrs. Nelly and Mr. Irman. Our work explored the intricate relationship between the user behavior and the mechanic of social media platform. And this is our agenda for these presentations. And I will start with introduction and background of this research. In today's digital age, social media has refined the boundaries on how we communicate and share information. From Facebook and Instagram to Twitter and TikTok, these platforms have become central of our daily interaction, serving as both communication tools and repository of vast amount of personal data. This dual role raises significant questions about privacy and self-disclosure, which are the focus of our study. Our research is driven by the contradiction seen in social media use today. Despite frequent use of data breaches, serious privacy concerns, social media usage continue to grow. Users often overlook this privacy risk, driven by the immediate benefit of social validation and entertainment that social media provide. Therefore, our study focused on exploring this dynamic, specifically how privacy concerns, perceived benefit, and privacy experience shape self-disclosure on social media. We aim to identify the key factors that drive users to either share more openly or withhold personal information in an environment fraught with a privacy challenge. Our literary review centers on two theoretical frameworks: social cognitive, which posits that behavior is a result of dynamic interplay between personal, behavioral, and environmental factors, and also a unified theory of acceptance and use of technology, or UTAUT, which help explain how social influence and personal expectations shape technology usage. These theories provide a robust basis for understanding the motivation behind self-disclosure on social media. And this is the conceptual model of the study. There are three predictors for the perceived benefit, and further, along with two other variables, perceived benefit become the predictor of self-disclosure behavior. From the model, we developed 7 hypotheses for this study. We adopted a quantitative research methodology by conducting comprehensive survey and successfully collected 369 responses from diverse demography. The data collection spanned from February to May, using a series of structured questions on social media usage pattern, privacy concern, and self-disclosure behavior. And before conducting statistical analysis, we assess the data to ensure the data set is clean from any issue. We ensure no issue with missing value. Next, we check the variety of response. Those respond who answer with exact same response for every question was removed. Also, we assess normality. Although many says that PLS doesn't require normal distribution, but here suggests to check in order to determine the algorithm for the analysis. We also check the existence of common method bias, and after ensure everything is clear, we run the statistical analysis. Here we use Smart PLS. We utilize a structured equation model with Smart PLS, suitable for exploring complex relationship in medium-sized sample. This methodology allows us to validate our measurement scales and test the relationship between constructs. providing solid foundation for our finding on how perceived benefit and privacy concern influence self-disclosure on social media. Let's take a moment to consider who our participants were, as this is crucial for understanding the context of our finding. Our study involved a diverse of group of 369 social media users who responded to our survey between February and May 2020. You can see here our sample was predominant by female, consisted about 60% of the respondent. And also from age range, the majority of our participants were between 22 and 25, making about half of the respondents, around half. This shows that our study primarily captured the view of younger social media users, who are typically the most active demographic on this platform. In this section, we focus on measurement model validity, which is essential to ensure the accuracy and reliability of our finding. Validating our measurement model involves several keys, each designed to confirm that our construct accurately reflect the variable they are intended to measure. First, we check indicator reliability. We examine the loading factor should exceed 0.7, ensuring that indicator provides substantial contribution to the construct it measure. Then we evaluate the internal consistency reliability by checking the crossback alpha and also the composite reliability. All construct meet the minimum threshold of 0.7, indicating the reliability. Also, we check convergent validity. Here we measure using average variance extracted for each construct, which all AVE is exceeding the recommended threshold of 0.5. This step confirms that construct well defined and capture more variance in the indicator. Also, we assess discriminant validity using heteroid monotrade ratio of correlation. Here we find we have some issue. Therefore, we remove some item, and we finally got a HMT value all below the conservative threshold 0.9, confirming that each construct is unique and captures different aspects of our theoretical model. In this slide, we will now discuss the structural model analysis, which is crucial for testing hypothesis relationship between our models. We began this phase by checking for collinearity among the construct by checking variance inflation factor, and we found that all value below the threshold of 5 to ensure no multi-collinearity issue exists. The core our structural model analysis involved using bootstrapping. Here we use several parameters. For example, here is we use 100 subsamples to assess the significant path coefficient, and also we use one tail test with significant level of 0.05. The result indicate that perceived benefit emerge as a strong positive predictor on self-disclosure intention, validating hypothesis 4 with the path coefficient 0.510 and a p-value of 0. They suggest that users who perceive greater benefit from social media are significantly more likely to engage with self-disclosure. However, privacy concern had a significant negative impact on self-disclosure, supporting hypothesis 6. This indicates higher privacy concern can effectively reduce likelihood self-disclosure. This finding not only validating our research hypothesis, but also provide valuable insight into how different factors interplay to influence self-disclosure behavior on social media. They underline that importance of balancing perceived benefit with privacy concern to foster a conducive environment for self-disclosure. Let's see deeper into the implication of our finding. The strong influence of perceived benefit on self-disclosure highlight a critical aspect of social media usage. Users are more likely to share personal information, where they perceive that benefit, such as increased social connectivity and recognitions, outweigh the potential risks. This aligns with the literature that suggests social media platforms can enhance user social capital. However, the significant negative impact of privacy on self-disclosure intention underscore the ongoing challenge that social media platforms face. It indicates that despite advantage of social media, privacy concern can deter users from fully engaging in self-disclosure. This particular relevant in light of frequent data breaches or privacy scandal, which can erode trust and reduce user engagement. Our finding about the positive impact of privacy experience suggests that avenue for social media companies to enhance user engagement by ensuring that users have positive privacy experience. Platform can encourage more open and frequent self-disclosure, thereby increasing user interaction and content richness on their site. Further, our research highlights the importance of considering both individual and systemic factors in design and managing social media platforms. By acknowledging the complex interplay of these elements, developer and policymakers can better address user needs and concerns, leading to more effective and user-friendly platforms. In conclusion, our study underscored that delicate balance required between enhancing perceived benefits and mitigating privacy concerns to maintain a trusted and engaging social media environment. Looking ahead, further research could explore this dynamic across different culture contexts or with emerging social media technology to build on our finding. Thank you for your attention. I welcome any question or further discussion on this finding. Thank you very much.